You often talk about onboarding the next billion users on chain. What does it actually look like for everyday people, for everyday users?
Right now, let's say if you use blockchain, crypto, any blockchain, you need to understand how to manage private key or how to log in, how to send a transaction, how to manage the balance and different chains. When it comes to internet, for example, people are using internet without understanding TCP/IP, HTTP, and these kind of things. So eventually, the world which we would like to realize is the environment where users use blockchain without knowing blockchain, but getting the benefits.
What makes Sonium different from the many other layer 2 solutions that are currently in the market?
So we're gonna be focusing on entertainment. Thanks to Sony and other big companies, we do have a distribution channel. So we would like to connect blockchain experience to ordinary people beyond crypto.
What is the big barrier that is still preventing Web3 from going mainstream?
Yeah, good question.
Thank you very much for your time, Sota. I know that you're quite busy even with traveling with your work. So we can start with the interview. We have Sota, who is the CEO of Startale Group, a global Web3 infrastructure company backed by Sony, SBI, Samsung Next, and many other leading institutions. He's been a long-time Ethereum builder and now is the CEO of Startale Group. Thank you for joining, Cician.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me today.
So let's start with, you often talk about onboarding the next billion users on chain. What does it actually look like for everyday people, for everyday users?
Yeah, right now, let's say if you use blockchain, crypto, any blockchain, you need to understand how to manage private key or how to log in, how to send a transaction, how to manage the balance and different chains, right? But when it comes to internet, for example, people are using internet without understanding TCP/IP, HTTP, and these kind of things. So eventually, the world which we would like to realize is the environment where users use blockchain without knowing blockchain, but getting the benefits.
Okay. And on all the ventures that Startale is developing, what makes Sonium different from the many other layer 2 solutions that are currently in the market? Why it's different from others?
We're going to be focusing on entertainment. Just like Vitalik said, general purpose layer 2 eventually going to be non-sustainable because Ethereum layer 1 is scalable. So we're going to be focusing on entertainment. And the things which we have is the distribution channel, which is pretty unique. Thanks to Sony and other big companies, we do have a distribution channel. So we would like to connect blockchain experience to ordinary people beyond crypto.
Why is, I mean, I said before that that your company is backed by big names in sector, like for example Sony. Why is a company like Sony investing in blockchain infrastructure right now? I mean, are they late? Are they early? Are they perfectly in time?
Yeah, actually we initiated a project back in 2023. So it is almost 3 years old right now. So the reason why we are working on blockchain infrastructure was at that moment, making application was a little bit tough because of a lot of the technical reasons such as, transaction cost, finality, and the privacy, and these kind of things. But right now, with the experience of the developing the infrastructure, we understand how to make scalable applications, how to make a scalable middleware. So I think eventually in coming years, we should focus on the application side on the top of Sonium by leveraging the experience.
Perfect. What is the big barrier that is still preventing Web3 from going mainstream? I mean, there are a lot of projects around, there are a lot of talks. Web3 does make the headlines, but it looks like the adoption is still low.
Yeah, two things. The first one is the regulation and second one is the privacy at this moment. When it comes to regulation, in the US, there is a heavy discussion on Clarity Acts, And I hope Clarity Act will be fully approved in the coming weeks, not months. And after that, a lot of the financial institution and beyond the financial institution will be coming on chain after the clarity of the regulation. And the second one is the privacy. Public blockchain is going to be the future because all open network always win. But on the open network, privacy matters. Otherwise, big company does not want to disclose the customers' information. So privacy needed to be improved. But it's also a matter of time.
And what about regulation in Japan? I mean, what is the regulation in landscape in Japan for like a project like a startup?
Yeah, good question. Regulation in the US is pretty getting clear, right? And everybody is talking about it. Japanese regulation, the framework is pretty much different from the US. When it comes to US, a lot of the people started a project without regulation sometime. And then government make a regulation. That's a step. But in Japan, regulation comes first. And then after that, the big company or startup work on the project after making the regulation clear. So right now, government made Web3 as a national strategy back in 2022. And the ruling party positioned blockchain and crypto one of the most important domain. And the ruling party just started AI agent and the on-chain finance department from this week. So regulation is getting clear and clear. And after moving, Japanese government is trying to position crypto as a financial assets from 2027 or 2028. And after that, tax will be deducted from up to 55% to 20%. And a lot of the institutional people will be coming to on-chain because crypto will be categorized as the financial products. So we are looking forward to it.
Okay. With initiatives like JPYSC and Stream, why are you focusing on stablecoin and tokenized assets right now? Because it is a hot topic, or because there is too much market to take off?
Yeah, good question. When it comes to, so you talked about Stream and JPY stablecoin, JPYC. Yeah, when it comes to JPYSC, there is a two type. The first type of the payment license, and second one is a trust bank license. And JPYSC is the first JPY stablecoin under trust bank license. And there is the limitation up to 6K for transaction mint and ban under the payment license. This is the reason why JPY stablecoin is not scalable. But with fully trust bank license, we can issue very scalable JPY stablecoin. And this is missing concept aspect inside of the on-chain economy, right? In a global economy, nobody have doubts regarding the JPY's presence. People are using for carry trade, intraday swap, FX, and these kind of the things. And the JPY is recognized as the one of the most trusted currency, and the borrowing rate is very low, less than 1%. So people are enjoying borrowing the JPY and swap to the USD and getting higher yield. This is the things a lot of big institutions are doing right now off-chain. So we would like to make this on-chain, and we would like to, by bringing the JPY stablecoin, on-chain economy can be more anti-fragile because we can decentralize the risk factor. And regarding tokenized stock, US is definitely leading the markets. Tokenized stock is the largest market in coming years. And the tokenization is inevitable. And a lot of the things will be tokenized. And right now, when we talk about crypto, it's not about Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's going to be about tokenized assets. So beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, the largest market is going to be the tokenized stock in coming 2 years. That's why we are working on this.
Okay, you talked about tokenization, and we know that real-world assets are a main part of tokenization process. Reward assets, prediction markets, are these the main sectors that are accelerating the Web3 growth, or do you see any other topic that is accelerating it? In all the Web3 growth, there are prediction markets, RWAs, or there is anything else that is accelerating the growth?
Prediction market is a little bit tough in Asia, especially Japan and maybe China, Hong Kong, Singapore, and these other countries, because betting is pretty much regulated. And yeah, when it
Don't you
comes
think
to
that,
Japan,
don't you think
yeah,
that regulating prediction markets will slow the growth of prediction market? Because now we have a lot of news about, insiders gaining a lot
yeah,
in prediction market. Do you think that regulating them will slow the growth of prediction markets? I mean, I think that platforms like Kalshi, Polymarket, and stuff like that. What do you think about
yeah.
that?
In the US, poly market, cash growing so fast. But in Asia market, I think that's difficult because the framework of law is pretty much different. As I said, in the US, a lot of the people, a lot of projects just did it, and the regulation comes and make a rule. But in Japan or maybe some of the Asian countries, regulation or rule comes first, and after that, big company enter the markets. So this is the way. So there is no clarity regarding the prediction market as of now. So yeah, beyond the US market, I think it's pretty much challenging.
Okay. I mentioned before that you are backed by a lot of big names in the sector. How do you balance decentralization on a side and the needs of your enterprise partners on the other side?
Yeah, in Japan, we are backed by Sony, SBI, holdings. So basically, two of the largest organization which are which has positive mindset toward crypto and on-chain revolutions. Regarding the how to make innovation in Japan, a lot of the innovation will be developed between startup speed and big enterprise distribution. This is the ordinary way, which is pretty much different from the US. US, a lot of the innovation comes from startup or maybe a big company such as Google. But when it comes to Japan, collaboration matters. Probably this is kind of national characteristics. The collaboration matters instead of fighting each other. So this is the reason why we are working with Sony and SBI. So they have a distribution channel and we have a tech and experience. So by leveraging advantage of the both company, we would like to realize the world where people are using blockchain without knowing blockchain from Japan and even beyond. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. What do you think is in all the Web3 as of today? What's the biggest misconception that people still have? I mean, something that they don't get yet about Web3.
When ordinary people talk about crypto, the people are talking about Bitcoin price. However, what's
There is
happening?
behind that.
The reality of the crypto right now is revolutionizing the TradFi. Right?
Okay.
When we talk about crypto, it's no longer Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's about tokenization of the traditional markets, such as maybe oil or such as maybe gold or index and even more.
Is there any trend or crypto project that you think is overrated? Sorry, this is a very bad question.
Do you think it is overrated right now?
Overrated, yeah. Many some trend that you think we as crypto people talking about, but it's too much overrated, maybe even useless.
Oh yeah. Maybe tokenized stock as of now.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw also Nasdaq this week obtained. I mean, they're pushing a lot on tokenized stocks.
Because when it comes to tokenized stock, there are at least three ways. The first one is synthetic assets. So basically just trading the price of the stock. And the second one is custody. I get the Sony equity and custody, and I issue the Sony token on-chain. This is the second type. And third one is the direct on-chain insurance. But a lot of the people did not know the difference between 1, 2, 3 options. But everybody is talking about tokenized stock. But to realize 100% on-chain tokenized stock, I think that's gonna be the future. Still, a lot of the concepts are missing, such as how to make a voting rights on-chain, how to distribute dividends on-chain, because dividend will be paid in USD or JPY off-chain, but tokenized stockholder is on-chain, so stablecoin is needed. But at least in Japanese law, we cannot distribute dividend with JPY stablecoin, because clearly in the legally written that dividend needed to be JPY. The JPY is different from JPY stablecoin as of now.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Just last question before leaving you. Looking at the term of 3 for 5 years, what does the success for Startale Group look like? I mean, what do you think? Where do you think Startale will arrive in 5 years?
Yeah. So to make it short, if we could be a $10 billion company, that would be our success. And how to realize it? So basically, right now, the company which only make one layer in a blockchain ecosystem does not make sense, such as making only wallets, making only chain, making only app or something like that. Let's say Coinbase. Coinbase has exchange, wallets, chain, and app. And Circle, they have a USDC, stablecoin, and chain. So if we win in one layer, it's gonna be much easier for them to win another layer. So for us, we have a vertical strategy from chain to app. So we have a chain, Sonium with Sony, Stream with SBI, so finance and entertainment, and we have a JPY stablecoin, and we have a wallet called Super App, Startale App, and we have a developer tooling. So vertical integration. By completing the vertical integration, it would be the success if we could become a $10 billion company within 5 years.
Perfect, Sota. Thank you very much. Thank you for your
thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you for all the insights that you gave us.